Welcome to the Estate Professionals Mastermind podcast. This community is about providing value first, and rather than having one interaction, one transaction, and one payday from the work you do, we're here to teach you to build so much more.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending where you are. I'm Bill Gross, and this is our Probate Mastery alumni call. We do this every Tuesday at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern, then we record it. It goes on YouTube and various social media platforms. And this is designed for people who are in the program or finish the program, who are engaged in the practice of building their real estate business, whether you're a real estate agent or broker or as an investor. When I come here every week to talk about how to use the principles and the systems and the tools we got in the Probate Master program and apply them to our business. I'm Bill Gross, and I'm just really a graduate of the program. I'm a student of Chad Corbett's, and the flavor I try to create is more of a colleague that we're working together, organized as a mastermind than as a teacher or coach. I want to start with two thoughts before we launched. One is, I'd like to help you guys eliminate a phrase from your vocabulary, which is the market's slow. We're eliminating that phrase. I even hate saying it, but I'm going to put in quote marks, the market's slow, the market's dead, the market's whatever. Because I want to say two things. One is the market is the market. And number two, the market is really what you make out of it. What I mean by that is, I used to play tournament bridge when I was in college and right out of college. And there you play the same hands and you put them back in this holder. And then you compare how you played the same hands with other people, and where you really made points was on the bad hands or the weaker dealt cards. If you could take a bad hand and not lose as bad, you'd make more points than you ever could with a good hand. You can only do so good on a good hand. And so I want to say that life is like that. It's not really the cards you're dealt, it's how you play the cards you're dealt. In our real estate industry right now, and I'm going to give you a proof to this, in every market that I've seen, and you can challenge me if I'm wrong, pull the actual data, the actual market stats in your market area. And I'm going to tell you that my guess is, this is based on my experience in the subject, whatever the sales numbers were 6 months ago in a hot market, like I'm in the combined LA West Side MLS, CLAW we call it, and we had like 11,000 sides in June. And the market has slowed down, in quote marks, a lot. We have only like 5,000 or 6,000 sides in November or December, right? Only. How many do you think I need to have a great month? Anybody want to guess? How many do I need to have? Really, if I got 2 a month, I'm doing great. Out of 5,000, that's all I need. Here's the other statistic. What if the number of realtors are in your board? I think in my board, there's like 40,000. I forget the number. What percentage are working right now? Anybody been in a real estate office lately? Like none. Anybody host a real estate event lately? Like next to none. Now, they all go to the parties with free food. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about work. Ask a title rep, ask a lender, ask me who goes into offices for a living, what the attendance is like for those offices that are open. Or host people who host live events, what the attendance is like at live events. Or when you call people. Last week I had an offer, property been in the market for about 45 days. We offered just below list price, all cash, a little bit closing costs. So we're really offering about 98% all cash. I could give return my phone call for a day and a half. And there's two, it's listing agent 1 and 2. I call, text, email, both of them several times a day. If you know me, I'm pretty persistent. They're just not working. They're just not doing the work. Same with attorneys. Half of them, I refer a big case, potentially $60 million probate case to an attorney. I can't even get a return my phone call. So what I would tell you is that about half the people have checked out, which is fine. And if your place in life is to check out now, which is great. I got the phone with a friend of mine on my team. He and his wife took their grandkids for like a week and a half. Good for them. That's why you work hard is to do those things. But if you're supposed to work, then work. If you're not supposed to work, great. Enjoy the time off. I'm all for that. You know me. And I have responsibilities have come up. Unfortunately, I had some health issues in my family. Not me, but my family members. So I have to take some time off, go to the doctors, do this, do that. Okay, do what you're supposed to do. We're responsible people. But I work hard so I can afford to do that. But don't get caught up and let it get you off track off of your game. Don't waste your life saying the market's slow. The market's the market. Your job is to go out and find whatever you need. I need 2 deals a month. I took a listing last week. I'm hot in the chase for a second listing right now. She downloaded the paperwork. I'm hoping to get that any minute. Okay. I'm working. I work a normal 40-hour work week every week. I take off for certain days. I don't work. I work half day Friday. I'm off all day Saturday. I take a half day off on Sunday. I work half a day on Sunday on computer work. But I'm putting the effort in and I'm getting huge rewards. How about you? So don't tell yourself it's a slow market. If you need a vacation, take it. You need time off, rehab or whatever, do what you need to do. But if you're supposed to be working to provide for yourself or your family, let's get to work. So don't tell me it's slow. I don't want to hear that. I just really don't want to hear that at all, because it's great. Market right now is for me is fantastic. And I'm here. I don't get paid for this. I mean, I do at the end of the day. We all get paid for doing good work, but I'm not getting paid. I'm not a salaried employee. I'm not getting paid on commissions on your signing up for the coaching program. Directly already signed up. I'm here to help you be successful, because the rising tide will raise all ships, and we can refer some business to each other. Great time engaged. So Steve Carney said it. The half the people who are working are available in a way they haven't been otherwise, to go to lunch, breakfast, coffee, drinks, golf, whatever you do. This is the time of year to do that. I'm too busy to do that. To be honest, people have called me to go out to lunch and coffee. I just don't have the time. I'm putting deals into escrow and I'm trying to get some new listings. I would like to, but you know what? It's just not the right use of my time today. I'd rather finish at 5 o'clock and play with my grandson tonight than go to a long lunch and have to catch up with paperwork later. That's my personal choice. You make yours. But this is the time to put the effort in. Okay, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I hope I didn't beat you guys up. I don't mean to be rough. I just so much want you guys to be successful. I want us all to hear great stories of your success. First hand up is the Larry Smith group. I think represented by Larry Smith. Larry, what's going on?
Bill, happy holidays to you. Thanks for hosting. Great to be here. I got a question for you. So I'm not taking time off, and no, the market's not slow. You can be slow, but the market is what it is. I love it. So the question I got a call in on one of my mailings, and I wanted to kind of get your take, kind of putting a deal together. So the circumstances of this, one of his tenants, the owner's tenants, called me because he was in the hospital. His wife has passed away in September of this year. He's done nothing about probate at all. So he's a great referral. He told me he had several properties. So I did a tax search, and it turns out he has 14 properties. They were all in the deceased wife's name. He has 2 adult children that live out of state and have not been here in 25 years. And apparently the real estate stuff was his wife's thing, not his. And so we're meeting, they wanted me to meet with the attorney that I referred him to this Friday. So kind of thinking, like, what would be your thoughts about approaching that meeting? I've not talked to the applicant yet. I've just talked to his tenant that is a very close friend. And he's actually getting out of the hospital today, which is what brought on the phone call to me, because they were afraid that he might not come through on that and his affairs are not in order. So thoughts on that?
You know, there's a great book, The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Every battle is won before it's fought. And so I would love to go into that meeting as prepared as possible, so that can be as big a resource as possible. Just because I didn't prepare doesn't mean I'm not of value. Just prepare as much as you can. I would pull all the deeds, because in California, the question would be, were the deeds in decedent wife's name as married woman or as a sole and separate, or not either? And those are all 3 different legal statuses of what would happen in succession. Do you know if he was married previously and or if she was married previously?
I do not.
I'd try to find that out if I can, tactfully. And then the next question is, are there children from the prior marriage or not? All those would have bearings on the facts. And sometimes the attorney's just going to have the meeting and start asking those questions. If you've done some of that research ahead of time, then you're just have that information available. The second is I would probably call a different attorney and say, listen, I know this isn't, I'm not referring this to you, but I'd like to refer business to you, but what if you'd help me answer some questions? give him the fact pattern, see if he can help you kind of understand what the law probably is going to be. Not that you're giving a legal opinion, but you go into it knowing what you think it should be. Meaning, if all the deeds were in her name as a married woman in California, they're all going to pass to the husband. If they're in her name as a sole and separate property, they're not. It has to go through an 850 petition or probate. If there's prior marriages, there's different rules. So I would go through the attorney with a fact pattern to establish what they were, at least to have an attorney's opinion in your pocket on all those matters, so you're clear, and that will force you to have enough information to give the attorney you're meeting with the right information to make the decision ahead of time. You also might consider saying it to the attorney ahead of time. If you have all the deeds, I don't know about you, but for me, I have an app that the title company gives me, and I can just download the deeds on all those properties. I would download them all and then send them to him so he would have them ahead of the meeting. My feeling is, now I'll admit I've never dealt drugs. I only watch on the movies, so I don't think about really what's like to deal crack cocaine, but I've seen enough movies about it. They kind of give you something to get you hooked, right? So that's kind of the pattern of how they're successful with drugs. The same is true with real estate. I try to give attorneys enough information that they're hooked on me. Sure, they could get the data somewhere else, but if they're used to coming to me to get it, then they come back to me. So I'm used to giving them data for free, and I think it's something they appreciate. It shows I know what I'm looking for, and it just makes it easy as a phone call or an email to come to me. So my whole goal is to make it as easy as possible for an attorney to choose me. So I might get to me ahead of time and say, hey, I know we're meeting tomorrow, but here's the deeds of here's the report I ran of all the properties he has in the state of Texas or Tarrant County or wherever you're looking. And then here's the deeds for each of those properties. Would be very helpful.
Okay.
And if you summarize them, you might notice, hey, 3 are in her name, sold and separate, 3 in her name married, and 3 in her name, it doesn't say, or they're all in her name. However, I think if you summarize that, you're just, again, creating more value for the attorney. That's what I would do.
Right. And that did come up when I called to see if he'd like to take this on. He's going to do a consultation and then come up with a game plan to go forward. But yeah, so that was one of the questions that did come up. He said, how are they held in title, which would come from a deed record, which I get from a title company. Any value in having the tax record?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Well, okay. We can pull a tax record. But yeah, so that one's that's interesting. So I'll do that, and then how about if I give you an update next week?
That'd be great. I love it. I'll be here because I'm working next week. So I'd love to.
Well, listen, I will be too.
Very good.
If you're here, so I'll see you then.
Fantastic.
Okay,
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so let's see. I don't see any questions in the chat box, but I see some good comments. So we're going to kind of cover them real fast. Matt says he got 70 plus expires and canceled during the last day and the first day of December. Yeah, you're going to see a lot more expires and cancels. Those of you who worked that are going to find this, to me, was like Christmas. November 30th, December 1st, and then December 30th and January 1st are big days, because when you go in the MLS, it's just an easy way to put the date to expire on those days. And so you'll see a lot more of those data points than you would otherwise. And yeah, Terry, $60 million, it's an estate that I can't get to return my phone call. It's crazy. It's really crazy. This is a great time to engage. This is a time that I think attorneys in particular are more available. Not all of them, half aren't there, but the half that are there are going to be more interested in spending time on the phone or in person, going to lunch or breakfast or coffee or whatever it is that you do. Okay, and let's see, Gail, starting to call pre-probates, please advise what to do. Gail, can you jump on? Can we talk a little bit live and see where you're at and what you're doing and see if I can help you with that?
Yeah, I just received them yesterday. What I want to do, what I do is I have somebody scrub the probates themselves, but the pre-probates, I want to put them in, in Mojo, because that's where I dial from. And so basically, even when you do have the telephone numbers, we still go to past people's and put those numbers in.
And Gail, what market area do you sell houses in?
I'm in San Francisco Bay Area, Silicon Valley.
Got it. Anybody in this call on pre-probates or market to pre-probates? I've experimented with the pre-probates. I didn't find it to be, I think the challenge of pre-probates is probate's a long enough tail to begin with. Now you're adding before that, people haven't gotten ready to file the probate process.
Mhm.
So I don't know of anybody. Now, it might be I know people who are doing well with them and they're not sharing it, but I don't know anybody who is buying pre-probate data, calling them and successfully converting them into sales at a higher rate than cold calling. Now, I will say, if you call anybody like circle prospecting, or I used to download from call resources and the Mojo, and you would dial people, in a neighborhood where you're doing open house. If you cold call anybody, you're likely to get some business. That's just
Right.
the nature of the business. But I don't know anybody who is targeting pre-probates and using a pre-probate script and getting better results than anybody else is. So I can't, one thing I can say to you, Gail, is like it or not, I'm going to tell you the truth, and I don't have any financial incentive otherwise. I don't know anybody who's doing it successfully. I'd love to hear you do well and have you, report back to us.
Okay.
I know that the All Leads people are promoting it. I don't know that they're doing it because they've had success with it, or it's just another product they can add that makes sense logically, but whether or not it will work for you or not, you're going to find out.
I am going to find out.
Certainly, I want to call people and say, hey, I see your grandma died. Do you want to sell your house? I'm ready to pay cash for it on the cheap. You have to be sensitive to that. And if you just cold call and like you would any other homeowner, but you happen to be targeting them rather than random numbers, I can't see why that would be a bad thing. I just don't know that it's, and the data is not expensive. But I'd be very sensitive when you call at that point, because on probates, I wouldn't be sensitive on necessarily because
Well,
they
we
filed
don't,
probate.
that isn't what my script would say. It would be say, I forgot, we just created it, but it's going to be offering a package of information
Yeah.
to help them. So it's
Yeah.
not, and then in there, if they continue to talk with me, then I'll go to the next beat.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, yeah. So I'd be sensitive to it too.
Yeah, maybe it's just a standard cold call script. I don't know if you know this, Gil, but here in LA, even though the market slowed down since the summer, that 20% of our homes still sell at or above list price. Did you know that?
Yeah.
And so we know when we come to the market, 2 or 3 come in the market right away, and we just want to call and see if you plan on selling a home. And if they bring up this a probate, great. And if they don't, I wouldn't bring it up. That's the best I can offer you. Okay. But come back next week. Again,
Okay.
The purpose of this call is we should work together on it. And
Yeah, I'll just share.
I would put the call out to anybody on the call or who watches it on replay. Go into the Facebook group for
Okay.
Probate Mastery and put your success in there, or failure, or suggestions, or what you do and how you make it work. And let's all work together and make that productive. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Gil. Thanks so
Appreciate
much.
it, Bill.
And then Eva, third escrow, congratulations. Great job there. And Steve says he was intrigued by them until he got Chad's take on it. He's not a fan. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I disagree with Chad, but I don't necessarily disagree with him either. I see Courtney's hands up. Now, Courtney is one of those YouTube guys. He's all that in a bag of chips. So let me bring him in here. Plus you some eye candy for the ladies. What's up, Courtney? We get him muted.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, how's it going, Bill and everyone?
Good, man. Good. What's up?
I just want to say I'm really having a blast with this the earn aspect of the course. Last Friday I had a great interview or sit down with a state attorney, and she's super excited about delivering or sending the business my way because of basically the admin drag is what she was really excited about getting off her table, her plate. I'm not really, to be honest, excited about, I want to help, but when I look through estate exec, like I have ADHD, like literally I do.
Yeah.
And it just was like, oh man, I have to sit here and do this with this folks. Oh my God, what in the world? So hopefully I can fight through that, push through that, find a solution for that. But what I was going to say is also going to the courthouse is so awesome. In Durham County, North Carolina, the clerks actually administer probate in their little rooms. They're sitting around there. So I can't stand in front unless it's litigation. But today I asked the assistant clerk, because they just switched out, if I could, she'd give me the court docs so that I could sit in on some litigation. And she's like, well, it's going to be crazy until the beginning of next year. So we'll get you there. But hey, if you want to sit down with me when I open up a case with folks so you can watch it, awesome. I'm like, okay. And then as I'm walking out, she said, oh, by the way, love what you're doing. It would be okay if I send people your way, because we're not supposed to give legal advice, but we hate sending folks to attorneys when they're so expensive. I mean, I did tell her I probably would push them to attorneys as needed, but I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll bring some brochures in next week if you like, and hand out some cards. So basically the assistant clerk is going to be pushing people towards my direction when they need probate help. And that's all going in there, bringing some donuts every now and then, and just being kind. So
I was gonna say, bringing some donuts. You're already on that game for sure. Anybody in an office position, you bring them food. They're like trained sales at some point.
yeah, I thought I had a question in there, but the question was about the the exec estate. Anyone having success or anyone who like that's just not my cup of tea. If I'm positioning myself as someone's going to help families set this up, how do I do that without having to learn everything in the exec estate?
All that.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I know Chad's interviewed a couple of them on the call. You might want to go on the Probate Master website and look for that. And maybe you can get Kat, if she watches the replay, to put a post in there on how to use the estate exec.
Hey, this is Anthony. I have a quick comment on that. If I remember correctly, the estate exec support team will help guide the clients through the process.
Yeah.
If I remember right from the EARN course.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think you're right on that. The challenge there, Anthony, that I would have is, now I'm sending my client to somebody else, and I always feel like that's challenging. Now your relationship is dependent on that other person. Are you using it yourself, Anthony?
I'm at the beginning stages myself. I'm going out to reaching out to attorneys, trying to position myself as an expert in the field. So
nice.
Yeah.
I like it. I think, look, if you want to really get into it and learn it, I also think you have to learn that software. If you're going to do it, be the expert on that product. I have other areas I'm busy with, so that's what I focus on. But I can see a whole business just based on that and searching out to estate attorneys. So thanks, Anthony. Thanks for jumping in on that. Okay, Courtney, and then check out Courtney's YouTube. I saw your YouTube. What did you do on? I liked a lot. What was it on last week?
The probate process in Durham, North Carolina.
There you go. Probate process. On his 5 things to expect in Durham, North Carolina real estate market. Does a really nice job on his YouTube channel. So check him out. Let's see. It's Life in Transition Experts. Life in Transition Experts is a YouTube channel. Good job, Courtney.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, man. Okay, other questions. Let's see here. I don't see hands up. Yeah, Courtney's a lot of fun, no doubt. But how about that? Just going to court. Now, again, I want to caution you, going to court in LA is different than Durham, North Carolina. People are different in LA than North Carolina. I just don't think we're as friendly, right? Just the nature of Los Angeles, we're a much bigger city where the largest probate courts all consolidated. And so you're not going to get too far working with the staff, in my experience. You can be pleasant to them. I am. When I go in, and if I go next week, like I plan to on a property I'm going to bid on, I'm going to bring some gifts. I'm not sure what, maybe Starbucks cards, maybe See's candy in the past I've used, and hand out. Everybody I see gets one. It's all the sheriffs and all the clerks. I'm like Santa Claus, handing out something to everybody. It's always helpful to be friendly with people. But Courtney's getting a level of interaction that you're not going to get in LA, but you won't know that unless you go and try. And so I encourage everybody to go to your county and see what's there. Be the expert, whatever there is, be the expert of that, whether it be in person, where's the court laid out and where's the research room, the documents. Is there a coffee place? Because if your customer's going to go, you want to buy them a Starbucks or something. And then also online, be the expert of whatever there is in your county. In small counties, there's less, but be an expert of that, and you're the expert. Okay, so, and Courtney posts his YouTube channel. Very good, Courtney. Look at him pushing the social media, Courtney. Okay, very good. Okay, other questions? Put your hand up, something in the chat box. If you want to type in the words team at Bill, I'll pretend as though I had a fair vote and you guys voted for me. We won't mention what the other alternative is. We're only collecting ballots on Team Bill, if you want to put that in there. If you don't know, then that's okay. You don't know, don't worry about it. What else we got going on? I host Probate Weekly every Thursday. I'd love to have you on that. That's probateweekly.com, Thursdays, 4 p.m. And who's my guest going to be this week? I have a good one a couple of good ones coming up. My approach for that call is more interview format. Winning attorney referrals and probate real estate. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about attorney referrals, kind of like the EARN program. I'm going to go in a little bit of depth on that on Thursday. Okay, other questions? So you guys just happy to be here? We got a bunch of people on the call today. So, okay, real quick, who's got a win you want to share with us today? I could name off 3, but I want it to be all about me. Who's got a win in their business you can share? You can be up to a week old. Who's got a victory? Eva. Eva, let's talk about it. Let's get you on the call. Let's share the love, Eva, because the reason you're getting this success is so that you can share with other people. Do you mind jumping in a little bit and sharing with us what you're doing?
Well, I got the 4 probate listings from the same seller, and she got to be an administrator in June.
Nice.
But it has taken this long. And plus also her father that died in September 2021
Mhm.
actually had a caretaker that starved him to death. And now she's claiming she was married to him. So they have been to court twice. Next court date is April 6th. And she's claiming she has the right to get half of everything. So it hasn't been easy.
So this is a classic case, the classic caretaker claims to be married litigation. And Eva, remind me, where do you do business?
In Lancaster, California.
Right, Lancaster, which is technically LA County, or not technically, but it's in
Yes.
LA County.
Yes.
And so this is a source of probate litigation. And the problem is to fight it costs money. But it's a classic case where caregiver has, I see this all the time, forged documents, fake marriage papers. I've also seen legitimate ones come through.
Yeah.
Is it a trust, or is there a will involved, or is it just purely the marriage?
There was a will, but he bought a mobile home in the Leisure Lake Mobile Estate in Lancaster in May 2021. And he died in September same year. And she forced him to sign over the title to the mobile home, which is actually in a really nice senior park with a lake in the middle. And so now she lives in the mobile home on the lake.
And was he getting medical care before he signed those documents?
No.
Yeah, this is a classic case. This happens a lot. And this is a reason why you want to have children where the parents have assets, get them in a trust, pay attention to who's managing the trust, because you get a caregiver to sign over deeds of property. Next thing you know, you're stuck with, was she legitimate or not? You'll never know, right? It's very difficult.
He supplemented his income by buying real estate, real houses that he rented out for years and years.
Nice.
And he had a will, but not a revocable trust. And she stole all the paperwork.
But even if there's a will and it's stolen, you have property, it would be probated to his wife. If she married him, if she has.
He was divorced, and his daughter got to be the administrator.
Okay, well, good.
But she was also fighting about, the caretaker wanted to be the administrator.
Of course. Well, if she's the wife, she's entitled. If she's not the wife, she's
They
not.
were never married.
Oh, okay. Well, then the daughter's gonna be the administrator and at least be in charge of that. Well, good. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
And just know when you're administrator, you can always borrow money or advance money against the inheritance for whatever legal fees you have to have. So if there's a question about fighting the deeds or claims of elder abuse.
She has a lawyer.
Yeah, good. Very good. Well, good. Good luck with that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So who else has? So here's the next one. If you don't have any victories to share, who's got some challenges or failures you want to talk about? Because I'll tell you this, I might be doing more business than many of you because I've failed more than some of you, but by failing, I learned and do it better the next time. And that's how we improve and grow. Alex, you got your hand up. What do you got? Failure or victory for us, or you have a question?
I have a small victory. I'm ashamed of it, but I took the probate course a year ago, and I've still been procrastinating on making the phone calls. I'm a super sensitive empath, so it's been hard. But I thought just to practice, talking to people on the phone, I'd call, some cash buyers and start prospecting, cash buyers. And got on the phone with that, phone call after phone call. People weren't answering, some did. And I got my first lightning strike, which people aren't familiar with that. That's where somebody tells you to F off, or, you get a bad phone call. And I was not expecting that from a cash buyer.
Mhm.
Told me to F off, Alex, get me off your list.
Mhm.
And it was like an uppercut.
Hmm.
It messed me up for like the rest of the day.
Well, hold on. Let me. So, are you open to some coaching, Alex?
Sure.
It didn't mess you up. You messed yourself up.
Yes,
The only solution here is take responsibility for your reaction.
exactly. But the win part of it is, yes, it kind of got me down for the rest of the day. But, and maybe even in the morning too, I was still thinking about it. It's like, sure. But once I got over it, I feel empowered. Like I'm ready to pick up the phones and, and start making my phone calls. So I think, for everybody else out there that's kind of like the same way and kind of hesitating or procrastinating to pick up the phone just because of that fear of, getting somebody like that. Once it happens, well, for me, it took me a while to get over it, but to me, it's empowering. It's like, okay, I'm ready for the next one. Now, if someone else tells me to F off, I'm going to take it even better, so.
Right. Well, most people, and that person wins, they're just being needlessly harsh, wins more often, discourages people from doing their job, and as a result, there are people who are going to suffer with poor real estate representation instead of you or me.
Yes, sir.
And I won't let them get me off track. I'm trying to be sensitive to them. They must be in pain. There's a great book I read years ago. It's actually a program called A Course in Miracles. And there's this phrase in the book that says that all communication is either an expression of love or a cry for help. So telling you to F off is obviously not an expression of love. It must be what?
They're hurting.
There's only two choices: expression of love or a cry for help.
Cry for help. That's what you say. Yeah. Cry for help.
So when you understand
I'm sorry.
When you understand that's what they're doing, then you can forgive them more easily because that's they're in pain and that's all they know how to do to lash out. And your job is to just, love them and move on.
Exactly. Thank you for that, because that's what I was actually thinking too, because the way I do my buyers list is here in the appraisal district, I go through all the names and go through the list and see who owns more than 5 properties.
Mm-hmm.
And I skip trace them and I call them up. So I'm figuring this guy, he probably had about 5, he had 5 properties or more. And if he's calling out for help, because maybe he's hurting right now, or maybe so I was thinking, instead of like holding on to his information and then you'll call him later on and get revenge or whatever, something like that, I'll hold on to his information, call him back later on, or maybe even do a little research and see, maybe if he does probably, need some help and probably losing his properties, because I never mentioned anything about a list. So it's like, okay, maybe he's getting a lot of people calling him now because they probably see that, he probably is in somewhere. Somebody probably did do some research on him and probably see that, he's probably going to be losing some properties here pretty soon. So that's the way I'm taking it.
The world's set up so that when you need help selling your house, hundreds of realtors will call you to offer to help you. Right. I'll show you an experience I had when I used to cold call expired listings in 2010, 11, and 12, and 13 and 14, but 2000 in that time period. So I used to role play every day with a partner from 7:30 to 8, and I would call every day from 8 to 12. I would cold call. And my goal is to talk to 40 people every day and set an appointment. So when we roll called, we wanted to be real. And so we would make sure we each, when acting as the seller or the prospect, used at least one F-bomb in the role play so that the other party was used to it. It didn't bother them. They'd get upset and lose a day or two as a result. So one day I'm making my phone calls and I get this guy's voice on the phone with this incredibly beautiful, deep, golden voice. And he gave me not 1, not 2, but 3 F-bombs. And it was like, on one hand, it was like beauty. It was like musical, how beautiful his voice was. And of course, he was so mad at me, and he gave me 3 F-bombs. And after he hung up on me, because I was trained never to hang up, because it's a cry for help. So I didn't hang up. But when he hung up on me, and I researched the name, I had just read the name Donald Cornelius, aka Don Cornelius, who was the founder of the music program Soul Train. Now, you may not be old enough to remember Soul Train, but when I was a kid, that was like before MTV was Soul Train.
Oh yeah.
Anybody who was anybody went on that program and sang and danced, and you would watch the dance moves and all that. He was it. Come to find out that, so I can't remember exactly when that was, 2010 or 11, But I know it wasn't after February 2012, because in February 2012, he committed suicide by shooting himself with a gun.
What?
That's how upset he was with life. Now, can you imagine he had all the money and fame and glory? Yes, that's not enough. Just know in life, that's not enough, number one. But number two, somebody who would yell at a stranger 3 F-bombs answer? Somebody who's crying out for help. And maybe if I was better on the phone, I would have broken through that. And maybe I would have been a friend of his. And maybe I could have helped him find his path back to life. I don't know. You can't take on that responsibility. But the only answer when something like that is, what can I do to be better to touch their heart next time? Because that's all you can do. I can't take responsibility from killing myself, but I can be responsible to be better to try to help the next person. So not to say we should cold call and we should look at what we did. Maybe we crossed lines, maybe we're insensitive, maybe we didn't hear the messages properly. But that's the kind of question that's, but I won't let that get you off track. Okay.
Yeah. Good stuff, Bill. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. Okay, there you go. So yeah, you can give me 3 F-bombs. It's not getting me off track. There you go. Course in Miracles. Is it by Marianne Williamson? I don't think it's by her. Is it really? I think she did like a commentary on it. Somebody in the chat box. Is that really who it is? Yeah, I guess so. No, I think she did like a review on it. She's not the author of it, but she's a teacher in it. She's like a master teacher in it. But that book is around before she was alive. I mean, before she was born. So yeah, Course in Miracles, amazing book. And it's interesting, as Christian, I'm not Christian, but I find a lot of truth and a lot of comfort in Christian teachings. And that book was really one, when I was a young man without any relationship with God, really helped me kind of find my spiritual path. So I definitely recommend A Course in Miracles. Okay, I hope I can do too religious with you guys that are too mushy, but that is my story. That is real for me. So, okay. Peace, love, and F5. Yeah, Courtney, he was a trip. I mean, he was a trip, and for all that money he must have had and the fame and he had a beautiful home up in Hollywood Hills. I mean, really it just tells you there's not enough money or fame or fortune to make people happy.
Ironically that you brought him up, because I was thinking when I start making my phone calls, I'm going to go with the deep voice. See if somebody tells me to F off using my deep voice. Hey, so I just like, I'm excited to hear about him though.
Yeah. Okay, so Kat's on the call. Okay, welcome, Kat. She has some internet problem. And again, feel free to vote Team Bill. And if you don't know the other alternative, I'm not going to mention it to you because we're going to take the vote today. So we're only going to count Team Bills anyhow, so it doesn't matter what you vote. Exactly, I went by default. Okay, so thanks for sharing that setback, Alex, and then thanks for sharing the victory as well. Who else has a victory or a setback? And just know, if you report on a setback, that is a victory, right? Because it's a victory if you are still in the game. If you get up off the ground, you haven't lost. That's the whole key to this business, is keep moving. The faster you can fail and improve, the faster you'll be successful. I'll just share with you guys, I launched a YouTube channel. One of my coaches was all over me on it a year and a half ago. And I launched it. And if you know me at all, I'm really shy. I'm not interested in attention. I'm very self-conscious, like we all are to some degree. And I didn't really know where my place was, but he pushed me just to start and record and get something on video and take it from there. And here we are a year and a half later, and YouTube is paying me a little bit of money now. I'm monetized with them, but more importantly, it's really built my whole business, where I have people who call me who've already seen my videos. It's just changed my whole business relationship, where I used to go to court every day for 3 hours. Now I work on my marketing and have replaced that and grown my business without being able to go to court. So just know that but in the beginning it was terrible, and the videos got no views, and I did it all wrong. In the beginning, I put it on Facebook and you couldn't find them. And I made every mistake you can imagine, but I learned and got better and better at it. And it built a business that supports me. So just know that it's not a loss, it's a setback. If you get up, then it's a victory, just because you can learn from it. Okay, yes. No, the only candidates for Bill, actually, there's no other, and Larry changed his vote. Very good, Larry. You can always change your vote my way. We don't change it the other way. You can change my vote, the vote that way. Okay, any last questions here? We are kind of coming up on the end. And then while we're waiting for you guys, any other questions, any victories, any losses? Just one more last time I want to promote tomorrow's program is Probate Problems and Solutions, led by our head coach, Chad Corbett. 1 hour live workshop, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time. You can get there at probatemaster.com. It's on the front page. Hit the enroll button. Let's see what happens if you hit enroll. There you go. It's $100. If you are a graduate of the Probate Mastery program, you're going to get a code, I think. Can you correct me? And I believe the code will give you. There you go. Hit the link in the chat box. Kat's pointing there. And you have to yell out loud, Team Bill, and then you hit the code that Kat put in the chat box, and then it's only $10. You get $9 off coupon code, and it's a $10 charge for graduates of the program. So love to see you guys on that tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry, 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, any last questions, challenges? I see James, you got your hand up. James, let's bring you in. What's going on, James? How can I help you?
I just wanted to say that first, I appreciate you doing this every week, man. You guys are awesome. What was I getting to? Oh, I've got a lead today that I met with two brothers who have inherited the house. They are very diametrically opposed. One is kind of a, scoundrel, and the other one's very upfront and very honest with me. And covered the house and told me all kinds of problems. And I can see his brother saying, "Why are you saying this stuff?" kind of thing. So I'm going to have to battle it out with these two guys. I was trying to get any kind of advice as to how to how to deal with people that are diametrically opposed. They are both heirs, and one is the executor or administrator, personal representative.
Well, so at this point, you have one who's executor, right?
Correct.
Administrator. And have they listed the property yet?
No, they have not. That's going to be a hard house to sell because it's got a lot of issues.
Well, hold on one second. Are you an investor or are you an agent?
Investor.
Okay. No house is hard to sell if it's priced right, by definition. Right? Like if I said to you, would you buy it for $10? Would you buy it?
Of course.
Would you buy it for $1 million?
Of course not.
So the only question is, where is the right number in the middle?
Oh,
not in the middle, but in between.
20 years, I know there's value in the property. You're exactly right.
But,
it's just that, it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, which is a little harder to sell here.
But hold on though. My point though was just to notice your language. You say it's gonna be hard to sell because of blah, blah. No, it's not hard to sell. It's easy to sell at the right price. Every property is easy to sell at the right price. You got to get that mindset. It has nothing to do. Yes, there's certain features and benefits of every property, and you add them up, and that equals the value of the property. And at that price, it will sell. And above that, it won't. And you've got to get that mindset. That as a listing agent is critical, or as an investor is critical. I had an attorney once in California. You have to advertise court-confirmed properties in the MLS. And so I look for properties that aren't, and I'll contact the attorney and say, "Hey, you need to list it." And I work out a program with them, and they'll say, "Well," and one time my attorney say to me, "The property's in such bad condition, you can't put it on the MLS." And I said to him, "I'm sure I have 2 right now that are worse." It has nothing to do with the condition of the property. It is what it is. Its price is worth what it's worth. Our job is to get what it's worth for your estate. So I'm just want to stop you there, and you can disagree with me, but my point was the mindset is never hard to sell a property when it's priced right. The only issue is the price.
Thank you. You're exactly right. I went through that phase before. I went through that depression during the previous downturn. And fortunately, I was able to pull myself out of that and do a ton of business. You're exactly right. And thank you for catching me on that. And I've been doing that a lot lately. So you know something? There's a mind shift issue that needs to be addressed here. Thank you.
All of us. And I said to myself, because I don't want to get caught up in that. And I have to remind myself, like everybody fall into that trap of it's a hard property to sell. No, it's not. It's just we have to find the right price. I have a property that I listed too high. The comps were hard to put together. And I said to the client, let's start higher. We'll cut the price, move it quickly down. And he was on the phone with me yesterday, an attorney. It was hard to sell. It's hard to sell a medical center in Bell at this time. I said, no, it's not. We just haven't found the right price yet. The right price will jump off the page.
Well, I remember you talking last week or the week before about, what causes a property not to sell. There's just one thing. And I'm listening. And, I thought to myself, something, he's exactly right. I need to get away from some of these mindsets that I have. And I know better.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we somehow fall into these bad habits. And I think that's what happened here. So what kind of advice would you give me in the fact that should I try to meet? I met with both of them today. It appears that there's some disdain between the two of them. How do I put that together? Do I get them both together and try to strike the deal, or do I just strictly deal with the person who's acting as the PR on this? What are your thoughts on something like that?
James, where is the property at? What state?
Sarasota, Florida.
So I don't know the laws in Sarasota. I don't know the laws in Florida. In California, there's different levels of authority. There's full authority and limited authority. Limited authority requires a court to confirm the sale. Full authority technically doesn't, but it kind of does. I'll tell you why. Because you need what's called a notice of proposed action. So the executor can make a deal with you and say he wants to sell it for, I'll make up a number, $400,000. But the other heir has the opportunity to object to the sale. And the only solution is to have a court confirmation sale. So to some degree, you need to have both parties on board, but if it's impossible, all you can do is all you can do. So in those cases, that's why the court confirmation process exists. The executor wants to sell it, he makes a deal with you, they bring it to court, there's a process to do that, and the court turns to the other party and says, do you want to pay more? I had a case last year, it was in October, where my client sold a property for $2.6 million. There was an heir who had an appraisal done. It was wrong. The appraisal had a serious mistake in it. Didn't call me as a listing agent, and I would have given them some information they missed. But they had an appraisal at $3.6 million. So the heirs were screaming bloody murder. Oh my gosh, it's worth 3.6. You're only selling it for 2.6. And because he went through the process of confirming a court, the judge said, do you want to buy it for 2.6? It was worth 3.6. You're going to get the best deal ever. No, why not? Well, we looked into it, couldn't get financing, it didn't appraise. There you go. So the purpose of the court confirmation is to eliminate the disagreement. The problem for you as an investor is your executor might sell it for $400,000, but the court confirmation might push the price up to $500,000, might make it not as attractive to you. So I don't know how to answer it from an investor's point of view. You can only do what you can do, and you win some and you lose some. And again, I don't know the laws in Florida, but my guess is that number one, you got to get the executor on board with you, and then you do your best with the other heirs, but sometimes you can't do anything about them. They're going to feel cheated. There's resentments from family life. For 50 years, you're not going to correct that.
Interesting.
Okay?
Appreciate your input. Thank you.
My pleasure. Okay, I think that wraps up for today because we're at the hour moment. So again, thank you for everybody being on the call. I'm Bill Gross. We do this every Tuesday, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern time. This is part of the Probate Mastery program. So if you want to register for it, you can go there. It's recorded and put on YouTube. And then past episodes are chopped up and put on the website as well, probatemastery.com. And then if you go to Probate Mastery, you'll see the opportunity to sign up for a special program tomorrow, Wednesday, December 14th. That'll be at 4 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And that's $100 for an hour with head coach Chad Corbett on solving probate problems. If you're a CPE graduate, you get a coupon code to the chat box for $90 off. So it costs you $10. And I would guess Chad, I guess Kat can't put that in the Facebook group because that's too public, but maybe I know there's an email.
It's in the Probate Mastery alumni Facebook group. So we have the coupon code in the alumni group. And also, like, if you want to register between today and tomorrow, we will be sending another email out with the CPE coupon to CPEs. But if for whatever reason we don't have a good email on file for you, going to the Probate Mastery alumni group is going to be the best way to get that coupon code.
Very good. I didn't realize the Facebook group for the alumni was limited. I didn't realize I go on there all the time. So there's another one. The other Facebook group is what? The estate planning?
Estate Professionals Mastermind.
Estate Professionals. Yeah, and so I go into that once in a while, but actually I hang out in the Probate Mastery alumni group more regularly there. So take the CPE program so you can be an alum, and then you'll get the $9 off coupon. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for your time today. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Bill.